Okay, I'm press the record button. Share screen for a moment. Okay, so we're over here with the forward punches in triangle. Okay. So just building on that, we're going to just learn a different attack. So I'm going to stop sharing. Put it on speaker view. I'm sharing, right? I'm on speaker view. Okay, you guys can see me okay?
Yes.
All righty. Okay, so we're all good with the basic way we stand when we attack, right? In this triangle. Now, just so you feel, it's good to know what it feels like on both sides. In Aikido, we say we want to be able to feel what it's like for the attacker. We want to feel what it's like to be in the other person's shoes. That's the idea of blending. That you're very connected with your own self, and then you blend with the other person. So say someone's grabbing my hand. This is a basic blending exercise. They're grabbing my hand and they're pushing me. So I get out of their way, and then I turn and I'm standing next to them so I can see from their point of view, but I'm also not right in front of them anymore. When we're being attacked and someone's coming in with like, oh, punching, you don't want to be standing there. The tendency, though, when someone's coming at you with punchy energy is to run away, right? You don't want to deal with it. But let's say it's your husband or your wife or your teacher, you know, you have to deal with them, or your child. You have a child who's being a little brat. So we can't be running away every time we get attacked. So the next choice is, well, you push, fight back, you resist. Well, that doesn't go very far either, to resist. You come to like an impasse and you don't come to any understanding. So what we try to do in Aikido as the Nagi is become very present and very centered and very grounded so that we can blend with that person. We don't run away, we don't hide, we don't fight back. Okay, so let's just take a moment. If we really feel, you know, because we all have an attacker in us. Sometimes we just want to punch somebody's lights out, okay? So I understand that, that's part of human nature. But we don't want to act it out. So we have both sides in us. We have the side that wants to just understand and be open and loving. And we have the side that wants to be closed, have our own way. Our ego is blinding us to seeing the big picture, you know, all that. We have both. And SueAnn and I were talking about this earlier. It's all about having compassion for the totality of who we are, our flaws and our gifts, everything. You know, we have it all. And if we really have compassion for our flaws, it's like working with our shadow, working with our negatives so that we're not blind to them. Okay, so that's what this person is. This is the me that's negative and closed and mean and nasty and wants to hurt people. Okay, whatever version you have of that in yourself. So what the Nagi does is they're standing in front of the puncher with their heart open. We don't stand in a stance like this. We stand like this. Okay? So let's just feel this for a minute. I want you to stand with your chest and your gut and your mind all present and open, all your centers. And you're looking at someone who's furious at you. And they're full of venom. They're angry. And feel what your particular style is. From, you know, last week we worked on one of these centers will be dominant at any given time. Okay, we generally have a preferred, but you could be in your head going, oh my God, I want to get the hell out of here. Or you could be in your heart going, oh my God, what do I do to them to make them not feel that way? Or you could be in your gut, how dare you feel that way about me, you know? So just feel for a moment, because we're on Zoom, we imagine that attacking energy coming at you, and you want to stay open and present and grounded and centered with your energy flowing. Okay? Breathing. Okay. So this is what we're going to do if that person really comes in and attacks. Okay? Like me. You're going to do this. So you're standing there, you're going to step sideways and forward and push yourself and turn. Okay? So the attack is coming straight in toward you. You take your forward foot, move forward and sideways, step to the side and turn. Trying to keep open, your arms open, your heart open. So it's a slide by. We call this getting off the line. Slide and turn. Now let's say there's a wall on that side. And you only have one space over here, so you can step forward and get off the line sliding. So your back foot moves in first. Slide by. Okay? So you want to open your arms a little bit more, Lauren, because in Aikido, we come here, and then we're going to do something. We're going to connect with them and do a technique. So you want to have your energy flowing out your arms so you can connect with your partner, your uke. All right? So we could, with the front foot forward, slide forward, and we're off the line. Or we can step with the back foot, get off the line on the other side. Okay? So look at you guys. Okay. Okay. Okay, so take a break for a second. Everybody's got their arms sort of half extended. So when I see this, I see energies holding back a little bit. Okay, we really want to extend out into the space. As you turn, though, because your arms are connected to your center, your arms are going to get out of the way. So after you practice Aikido a long time, everything gets integrated. It's not like your body gets out of the way, but your arms forget to move. Or your head moves, but your feet are frozen. You know, it's like everything moves in harmony. That's the practice. So when you slide off the line, you get all of yourself off the line, but your arms are extending energy to the attacker. So I'm imagining my attacker is right here now, in front of me. But I'm hugging them with energy, connecting with energy. Okay? So let's take a minute here and go back to feeling like the uke, but we're going to do a little different movement. It's going to be a raise the arm and chop down. Step in and chop down. Okay, instead of punching, we're raising our arm and chopping down. Okay, so you raise, step, chop. Raise, step, chop. Okay, good. Now that's what I'm going to be doing with you guys. So feel what that's like, but I'm going to do it with a Aikido practice sword. So what you're doing when you do this is you're doing a sword strike. Okay, so we practice with swords. We raise our sword and we chop down on the person. So I want you to imagine, let's go back to being Nagi. You're standing there, and I have this big oak stick made out of oak wood, which is hard, and it's sharp. There's a blade and a tip, and it's sharp. And I'm going to come and I'm going to try to cut you right down the middle of your body. Okay? Now take a minute trust me, I'm not going to actually cut you down the middle of your body, but I'm going to pretend I am. So just stay there and feel what you feel. All right? Just take a moment to feel what you feel. Ha! Okay? So just feel, if you want to feel your body sensations, your emotional feelings, and your thoughts. But just if you can feel if there's a kind of a rising of energy, a swirling, getting a little bit off balance, or whatever. Everybody will have different reactions, okay? Let's just do one more where you just stay and feel. Try to settle, see if you can get a little more centered this time, not so reactive to me. Okay, feel what you're feeling. Because I'm making a lot of noise and maybe I look very threatening and menacing, the attention might come out on me, right? So that's what attackers want to do. They want to get you off balance, right? They're trying to get you upset. So when you stay all nice and calm and centered and present, it's hard for people to keep attacking you. You're not reacting to them, okay? So now our response, let's say we've done this about 10 times, so you're really, really deep and settled and present and centered. We're going to practice that slide by where you get right next to me. Okay, so imagine you could come right into the screen and be right on the side of me after I strike. Okay. Ha! Okay, you're kind of halfway there, Lauren. See where Lauren is, I could just turn a bit here and cut her, or on this side. Okay, so you want to be here next to me. Yeah, you guys moved in. I saw Rico move in, Sneha moves. You really want to slide forward like you're coming right toward me, but you're getting off the line. Okay, so the line is between me, my sword, and you. So it's right here. You felt it. You stayed on the line. You felt it, right? Now you're going to stay connected with me and get off the line. Whoa. Good. There we go. Good. That's better, Lauren. You still look a little bit too far in front of me. So what we're working on is getting a little more so we can connect with the person. Okay, we don't use swords a lot, but I thought it would be a little bit more obvious on Zoom. But we want to be like if my chair here, I don't know if you can see my chair. Okay, there's the attacker. I want to be right here. I don't want to be here in front of it or way behind it. I want to be where I can connect to the attacker's center, to their being, to who they are, not the sword, which would be like the bad words coming out of their mouth, or running away back here trying to hide. I want to be right here. Okay, but I don't want to be here. You know, we don't want to, when someone's hollering at us, we don't want to be in the front, getting hit with all that negative energy. When you're here, a person can be negative all they want, but you're not getting it so much. Does that make sense? Okay. Let's try just a couple more, and then I think we could do our I want to do this in a breakout group because I want you to experience it more like we do in real life. All right.
See if the breakout room is working right now because I'm not sure if it's activated because you just paid for it today. So I don't know if it's going to be activated right.
You paid?
Sorry?
You had to pay for it? I thought you got a freebie.
No, I had to pay for it, but I just got the monthly one, so it's just going to be for 1 month, and it's not that much. I think next month's one wouldn't be charged. That's totally fine because I can use it with like other groups, whatever groups I have, so I can.
Well, we'll definitely use it next week because if we could go a little bit more, definitely want to get into the elements with you guys too. So let's see here. Let me share my screen for a moment. Okay, so just a reminder that when we're under pressure, let's see if I have a slide for that. Okay, yeah, practice and homework here. So the practice is letting energy flow under pressure. So you could see when I came at you with my black sword and I yelled, and if you imagined, that I was really there, you might feel your body tense up, right? The energy gets frozen. But just noticing that's why we have these reminders like this. Let the energy flow. Under pressure, let the energy flow. I mean, I used to say this like a mantra 100 times a day. And then it became more natural for me. When I get frozen or too tense, I'd notice it and let it go. But it would be my mantra for years when I was first learning Aikido. Under pressure, let the energy flow. So basically noticing your physical and energetic position. If I were there with you, and we can do this if you want to take a little extra time, after I attack you, are you still physically aligned? Are your eyes still soft? Those kind of noticing. Am I tense anywhere? Are my feet grounded? Am I breathing deeply into my belly? All those things we notice. That's what I mean by notice your physical and energetic position under pressure. So my little sword exercise is to get you guys under pressure so you could make these adjustments, okay? From tense to flowing, from unbalanced to balanced, from up in your head to down in your belly, okay? Notice if you're aware, here's another thing in the practice, notice if you are aware of the three centers equally. And often people will go right up into their head, okay? Other people might go into their feet and run. They get very active and they can't, when we're under pressure, sometimes we do things unconsciously, okay? It just happens. Then, so we have to kind of look back at first and notice what was happening. Was I in doing mode, which is kind of the chest? Did I try to grab the sword? Did I try to take it away from the attacker? Things like that. Which do you feel least in touch with? Which do you feel most aware of? Like that. So just in your daily life, this would be something to be, aware of. Something happens unexpectedly, you get criticized by your boss, you immediately go into some stress mode, and then notice, where am I? At which center am I? Am I breathing? Where's my breath? Am I centered? And then just noticing that, the process begins. Okay, so this would be like homework. Keep noticing where your energy is, which center is being in a center is a way of being aware of your energy. Is it on my gut, in my heart, in my head? I don't know where it is. I'm nowhere. I'm not even in my body. You could be just completely out of your body. Notice in meetings, doing chores, being with friends, sitting at the computer. I have to have a dinner tonight with a friend we're having kind of we had like a falling out, and I tried to process it with her, but her perspective was, no, we don't have anything to process. And that kind of thing sticks in me in a bad way if I can't process it with the other person. So I have to have dinner with her because it's her birthday. And I'm not looking forward to it. I feel my energy is pulled back. And I'm sort of working with, I have to be with this friend. I don't feel comfortable with her anymore, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And so I'm sort of stewing on that today. how I can be so that this dinner is, you know, pleasant. Sitting at the computer, I'm often sitting at the computer. And just to remind yourself, while you're sitting at the computer, you could be centering, you could be grounding, having your feet on the ground. Okay. Okay. Notice where the energy, keep noticing energy, asking yourself about yourself. Is it stuck somewhere? Am I stuck? Mine often gets stuck up here. Is it flowing? Where is it flowing? Because often it'll be stuck somewhere, but flowing somewhere else. So remember to use Aikido principles when dealing with stressful situations. So basically our same homework practice with little additions. Any questions about that before we finish?
I have a quick question. So, remember when I said I moved out of the line about the situation I was telling you about before everyone joined in? Me moving out of the line, what center would that be? Would that be me being my head or my hara?
Okay.
Or was that a doing? Because I felt like that was a doing, like immediately making an action, taking an action. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like that. It's like getting off the line. We're talking about when someone attacks you. If it's an Aikido situation, we get off the line so we don't get hit. We assume that you're, centered. All your centers are there. You're feeling what's going on. You're doing something about it. You're seeing the big picture. You're seeing it from their point of view as well as your own. Okay. Now we have to practice to get to that point. So when we have regular situations with other people, we may need to kind of leave the situation. Here it's a more immediate. They're attacking you now, slide off the line. But that slide off the line could mean I have to actually go in the other room for a moment. I have to say, excuse me, I have to go, or you're on the telephone with someone, say, I'll call you back. I'll call you back in 10 minutes. I can't deal with this right now. I need to get centered. You can do that. That's a way of getting off the line. Somebody says something that surprises you, don't say anything yet. Wait, get centered. You can be doing this all invisibly, just sitting there. And the other person doesn't know you're getting off the line. What you're doing is you're breathing. You're sort of pulling your energy back and getting centered, getting grounded, and then you come back and connect with them. See what I mean? So getting off the line is a little bit more, this thing we do with the sword is a metaphor to show you, look, I'm literally getting off the line. But when you're sitting in front of a client, Sneha, doing therapy, you don't get your chair over and get off the line or stand up and get next to them, right? So by sitting in front of them, you're getting off the line internally, mentally, and energetically, so that you're in a different place with respect to maybe they said something nasty to you, like, you're not helping me at all. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you feel like, whoa, she's attacking my identity as a therapist. Oh, that feels terrible. If you blurt out something there, it's not very professional. Get what I mean? So the space of getting off the line gives you may not look like what we do with a sword, but it will be the same effect. So in other words, there's no way to blend with other people if we don't learn to get off the line, which means I have to get myself prepared and in the space where I can be with them, blending with them. So we do that by, quote, getting off the line. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Because mostly in the Aikido world, people practice in the physical dimension. They practice physically. And they think that's good enough. If I just go to class and practice, I'm going to become better at dealing with conflict in my life. And what I have noticed is, no, you actually have to practice in your life. You have to take this thing we do on the mat into the world, into everything. Because we're not getting mugged out there, or people aren't pulling guns or swords on us. Right? They're not. So how do you translate this art into the art of living? Not just doing it and looking beautiful in your falls and rolls and wonderful fancy techniques. So after, say, 20 years of Aikido, I started to, change my orientation and see that Aikido needs to be taken into the world more. A sensei said, Aikido is for making peace in the world. That's what he said, the founder of Aikido. It is so that we become one human family. That sounds crazy, idealistic, right? How can we all become one human family? To me, it meant if you come from this space of oneness, of Aiki, of blending, really seeing others as they are to themselves, and that we're no different, really, then we will come from an awareness that we're all one. It's not like going out into the world and making everybody believe we're one, preaching and stuff. It's doing it yourself in all your little everyday life. And when we do it in ourselves, that's the way we change the world. You see, it's like being an inner activist. So many people are into outer activism and they forget to do the inner activism. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but if you look out in the world, there's a lot of working on the world and not working on oneself, which is what we got at Sophia as a transpersonal psychology school, right? At least it used to be that way. It's changing.
Well, I'm glad that we were one of the few final batches who got to experience that.
Yeah, where it's really about self-growth.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, well, I got off on a little tangent there. But I wanted to just show this because I added this to your slides from last week in case you're wondering what this is, because we talked about this flow. And so I just added it in there. We really are all these centers. We have a gut, we have a heart, we have a head. And I got a lot of pushback from my other group that I was teaching this to that, no, you feel in the heart. They didn't like me putting do at the heart. So it made me think about it this week. And what I think the heart is about love. Aikido translates to the art of unity, unifying our being to the being of the world. You could say unifying Aiki. I think I talked about this at the very beginning, that I means to unify, and unify is to love. It's not really a sentiment. When we talk about love in our everyday world, we're talking, oh, I love you so much. Oh, I want to be with you. It's more a sentiment. It's more, you make me feel good about myself. That's we confuse that. That's being love. But love is the sense of being one with everything. That's what we mean in Aikido. So this center, this heart center, is really about love, but our heart gets wounded and then it gets closed and then we go into doing. So that's how I'm thinking of it now. We go into doing things to get people to love us or like us or be popular. But it's really about, we want the love. It's a universal feeling. So in case you guys had that issue, my other students had that issue. But when we're in our gut, we really feel things. We feel intensely. Our gut is connected to our body. So you feel things intensely. And then the heart is, I feel this, there's this love and I'm not feeling it. It's not inside me, so I'll go outside in the world and try to get it. So we may create a lot of money or create a lot of beauty or create a lot of something in order to get people to appreciate us or recognize us. It's all about love. So, and then perception is pretty clear, right? We see, we understand from our head. Okay, so if we ever find ourselves stuck, and this is part of the practice, is I'm stuck in doing. I can't stop doing. I can't stop needing this attention from other people. Then we need to come up to see the whole situation clearly, because this is the flow of the energy goes this way. And then we can get deeper connected into our body, where we can start to feel some compassion and love for ourselves. Okay, so any questions about that before we finish class? All right, did you think about this at all during the week? Yeah, okay, good. Hi, Sangeeta. First time I see you today. Okay, so maybe, see that's, I lost Sneha. Oh, there she is. Okay, so if there's no questions, let's thought of the week here. You guys can contemplate this image. Thought of the week, and we'll finish class. And I'll put this PDF into the Global Aikido PM. All right. Okay, so thank you all very much. Domo arigato gozaimashita.
Domo
arigatou
gozaimashita.
See you next week.
See you
Thank
next week.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you, SueAnn.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.